What is the difference between a shop that's doing $10,000 a month and a shop that's doing 30 plus $1,000 a month? And this is specifically for wrap, PPF, and tint shops. I'm going to talk about, my own experience with this, as well as some things that will help other shop owners get through this, right? So right now it is March 29th of 2026. So the month of March is over. And in this month, we've done $110,000 in revenue at this one shop that I'm in right now. This shop is one out of three of my own shops. This is the main one. This is where my office is. That's where I'm sitting right now, right? And I've had the months. I was stuck between, I would say, $10,000 to $15,000 for almost a year. And I was able to like go through these things myself. I saw the slow days. I saw the days where the needle didn't move much, and I've seen the days like today where it's a good month for us. We're very blessed to be able to see this. And I'll just get right into it. So $10,000 a month, what does that look like? It looks like for a wrap shop, at least for me, it was like 3 wraps a month, 3 full wraps. That was between me and having one installer. We would both do the work, and I wasn't really getting, honestly, I'm not going to say I wasn't getting any customers. I was getting calls, I was getting messages, and I think the biggest possible difference between one of those shops, between a $10,000 shop and a $30,000 shop, was answering customers. If I think back, I was busy doing the installs because I was like, this customer is going to come later today. The car has to be done. We've already pushed the deadline back. And I would be so focused on getting the work done that I would see the messages come in, the email submissions or the calls, and I just wouldn't answer. I'm too busy doing the installs. And this went on for, like a year and a half, to the point where I was losing out on a lot of work. Let's say we would finish those 3 cars that we had for the month, and then we would have like a week with no work. The reason that happens is because the people that were reaching out during that 3 week period, I could have scheduled them in for that week, but I was too busy doing the work itself. And it's easier said than done. Everybody says, hey, you got to answer the calls, you got to answer people within a couple minutes, but it's easier said than done. When you have a customer coming in a few hours and the car's not done, you can't really focus on your phone and stuff. And what I will say to that, what has helped us, or what kind of fixed that for us, was just hiring more people. I understand that's not possible for a lot of people. It wasn't possible for me for like a year because the money we had coming in wasn't enough to be able to pay for installers, like additional people. So at that point, and if you're stuck at $10,000, you have 2 options at this point. One is to risk a little bit of money and hire another installer. Your 2 installers at that point, or your 1 installer, is going to have free time. They're not going to have work 24/7. It's not going to be a full-time position. At that point, what you need to do is either just risk a little bit more money and be able to pay those people when there isn't actively work going on, just to maintain that employee relationship. This will actually go into another part. You could also get a contractor. That's a great way to do it. When you have extra work, just call in the contractor so you could focus on what matters. And number 2 is you thug it out. And what that means is you basically, even in the middle of an install, you have to answer every single phone call that comes in. Any email that comes in, any text message that comes in, you need to be able to answer those things immediately. And I would say that's the biggest difference. I mean, I could go into all the little nitty gritty stuff, but if I could point it to one thing that was the difference between being at $10,000 a month versus 30,000 to getting to 110,000 like the month we're in, it's going to be lead response times. I think if you're answering every single inquiry that has came in within 5 minutes, you will not have slow times. The other part is, obviously you need the customers coming in. In my experience, we had the Google set up, we had some ads running and things that I would do myself. But if you don't have those things, get those things set up first. You need people to, be able to call your business in order for you to respond to them. So, get your marketing in order online and everything. It's not something you need to pay for. I did it myself for the most part, and it's not going to be perfect, but it'll get you by. So yeah, if you learn anything from this video, it is to answer your phone, answer the emails and the text submissions that come in no matter how busy you are, or hire another installer just so you're able to, allot the time to focus on those things. But a real quick and short video just about the one thing that I can think of, it was a random thought that I had, that's going to be the difference between $10,000 and $30,000 a month. And you kind of rinse and repeat this. So once you get to 30, you hire more people. You get to 70, you hire more people. You get to $100,000 a month. That's where we hired a salesperson. We have a manager now. So like we're responding to all those leads that come in, and once one person can't keep up with them, we hire another person. But yeah, take that as you will. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I just want to share more value like this on this channel, specifically for shop owners that are in this industry. Until next time.